Hello everybody, it's me again, back with another video and another kind of interesting format kind of video, I suppose you could call it. So I'm following on from my previous video, which actually at this moment in time I haven't even done, but by the time you're watching this, that should already be out. I'm going to be doing another random number generator challenge. This is a different type of challenge, and in some ways more interesting because I'm going to be using the random number generator to firstly pick two separate London boroughs, including the City of London, which is not a London borough. But yeah, so I'm going to pick two separate London boroughs. And once I've done that, I'm going to pick kind of towns within those boroughs. Again, using the random number generator. And then I will travel from that place that's picked to the other place only by bus. And I will plan the route myself. So what makes this interesting is that theoretically this could be a 10-minute journey, or it could be a 5 or 6 hour journey. So for example, let's say the first borough that came out was Harrow and the second borough was Barnet. And then when I use the random number generator to choose which place in Harrow I begin my journey from, let's say, for example, it's Stanmore, and the one for Barnet is Edgware. I only have to travel between Stanmore to Edgware, which is probably about a 10-15 minute journey. On the other hand, let's say, for example, Hillingdon is picked first. Let's say the town within Hillingdon that's chosen is, say, I don't know, West Drayton. And the second borough that's chosen is, say, Bromley. And within Bromley, I end up having to go to, say, somewhere like Keston. I'm going to have a ridiculously long cross-London journey there from West Drayton to Keston, which would take the best part of a day, I reckon, just travelling by bus. But let's see what happens. So let's go and find out which two London boroughs I'm going to be travelling from and to. Okay, guys, so this is the list of London boroughs in alphabetical order. There are 32 of them in total, and then there is the City of London as well, but it's not a London borough. So I'm going to go on to the random number generator. I'm just going to change this. This is from my previous video where I travelled on the 66 bus. So I just like to put something random in first of all, just to kind of mix it up. Okay, so it's number 1 to number 33, I think, wasn't it? Including the City of London. Let me just double check, just to be on the safe side. 32 boroughs, yeah, plus the City of London. So we will be travelling from the London Borough of number 12. What's that? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, Hammersmith and Fulham. That's all right, because that's very much inner London. Okay. So even if I do have to end up going to somewhere on the outskirts, at least I'm not going to be going right across London. So from Hammersmith and Fulham, somewhere in Hammersmith and Fulham, we're going to find out where a little bit later. Let me just double check that. Is that definitely 12? Just come back to you in 1 second. Okay, yeah, it was 12. I just checked. Let me just again mix this up a little bit. Okay. So 1 to 32 this time, because Hammersmith and Fulham cannot be chosen again, so we missed that out. So 1 to 32, we're travelling from Hammersmith and Fulham to 2. What is 2? Barnet. Oh, I'm happy with that. That's my neck of the woods. Okay, I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. So travelling from Hammersmith and Fulham to Barnet. I'll be back with you guys shortly to find out where I'm travelling from in Hammersmith and Fulham and where I'm travelling to within the London Borough of Barnet. Because Barnet's a big borough. There's lots of different places within the borough. Okay, so there are 13 official districts within the borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. Some of them which I've never even heard of. I think they're quite historical names. I have just clicked on, say, College Park, which you can see there, and Walham Green, which is apparently Fulham Broadway now. So I'm going to put into the random number generator 1 to 13. After I've just mixed it up. Give me 1 second. And this is where we're going to start our journey from. Hopefully it'll be somewhere like Hammersmith, which has lots of options. But I'm not too fussed where. Anyway, so 1 to 13. Number, what's that? Number 9. Let's count. Number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So going from a place called Sands End, which I've never heard of. It's the southernmost part of the London Borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. Where the hell is it? Transport. Because of the notoriously poor transport links for the area, including the absence of tube stations and the many medieval... Alright, I don't know, I'm going to have to look into this place. I don't know where it is. Somewhere by the River Thames. But I'm going to be travelling, hopefully by bus, from Sands End, if there are any buses that go there, to somewhere in Barnet. Let's find out where I'm going to in Barnet. Give me a moment to find that for you. Okay, so according to Wikipedia, there are 37 neighbourhoods in the London Borough of Barnet. Again, some of these I haven't heard of. Most of them, I suppose I have. Some of them are only partly in the borough, mostly in Haringey, for example, for Muswell Hill. So that'll be interesting. But anyway, let's see where we're going to within the London Borough of Barnet. So, just change this. Let's quickly do this. Okay, so it was 1 to 37. Oh, sorry, holding the camera or phone at the same time is proving a little bit tricky. But there we go. Let's see what number comes up. Number 1, funnily enough. Okay. That's Arkley. Okay. Arkley, yeah, I know where Arkley is. It's kind of the sort of between between Barnet and Boreham Wood in Hertfordshire. I know the 107 bus goes there, for sure. Okay, so that's an interesting journey. Going to be travelling from Sands End by the River Thames in Fulham to Arkley in Barnet by bus. So I'm going to plan the journey now. I'm going to do it without using any like websites. I mean, like travel planning websites. I like to do it myself. And it'll be interesting to see how many buses it's going to take me to get from Sands End to Arkley. And then I will obviously go ahead and complete the journey. Everybody, we are now on our way to the train station. It's a half an hour walk. As you would know if you'd watched my previous video when we did the
random number generator random bus challenge. Today we are doing the random number generator challenge from one place in the London Borough to another. So we are on our way to Imperial Wharf station. We can get a direct train from the station here, Harrow and which is good. The train only runs once an hour, so we've got to make sure we catch the train. Now, you might be thinking a journey from, well, basically Fulham, which is where it is, to Arkley is not the most interesting of things, but there are lots of interesting things that I'm going to point out to you on the journey, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys a little bit later once I get to the station. So keep watching. We are currently at Harrow and Barnet station, where we are waiting for the train to Imperial Wharf. It should be here in a few minutes. I think it'll take about half an hour to get there. And once we get to Imperial Wharf, that basically is Sands End, which is where we will begin our journey from, our bus journey to Arkley. So once we get to Imperial Wharf, I'll show you around the area to see what it has to offer. Okay, so we've just arrived at Imperial Wharf station. The journey took half an hour. Very, very quick. Excellent service. So we're now going to have a look around this area, because this is what's the name of the place? This is Sands End. So we'll have a look around now, see what's happening. So interesting sort of factory there. The newer building there. It's interesting being here. Haven't been here before. First time for everything. Okay, so this says Kensington and Chelsea. That worries me. It means we've made a mistake. We've actually come out of the station at the wrong end, because we're supposed to be in the borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. So I've just looked on a map and we've gone completely the wrong way. So we're going to have to go back to the station and go the other way. Because yeah, we're heading in the wrong direction. So we weren't where we were supposed to be. So let's head back and head towards Sands End, which we're actually not in at the moment. 3 water refill point from TfL. First time I've ever seen one of them before. Let's go. Okay, so it turns out we came out the wrong exit of the station, Imperial Wharf. So we're now heading down in the right direction, and I think this actually is Sands End finally. So we've got a sign for Fulham Broadway, 18-minute walk. Got the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel over there. That's Imperial Wharf. So yeah, interesting little area. First time here. So yeah, I can now confirm we are in the London Borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. This is where we were supposed to be. Residential street there. Let's keep making our way down towards the main road, where we're going to get on the bus to Kensal Rise. Okay, well this looks nice. We've come across a little park called Imperial Wharf. Same name as the train station. Let's have a little explore, see what they've got here. There's a fountain in the middle. Some impressive buildings in front of us, maybe. Yeah, just a nice little park. So we've made it to a big Sainsbury's here in Sands End, as we still continue on foot towards the bus stop, the main road, which is just ahead of us now, and that is where the 28 bus goes from. So yeah, there's nothing much here really. So this is quite residential. So on we go. So this is Wandsworth Bridge, which we will not be crossing. We will instead be heading in this direction to the bus stop. Okay, so this is where our journey begins. Townmead Road bus stop for the 28, from Sands End to Kensal Rise. This is the route. It's come from Wandsworth, and we're going to the terminus, Kensal Rise. It says it takes about 63 minutes off-peak journey time. It's quite a long time. I guess it depends on the traffic. At the bus stop, we can see an electric car being charged. I think I've seen that before. Our bus is due shortly. Let's have a look. 4 minutes. It's on the board. There we go. Okay. The bus has arrived.
Okay, so this is the start of our bus journey to Arkley.
28 to Kensal Rise.
So yeah, you get to hear that a lot. 28 to Kensal Rise. As we make our way towards Fulham Broadway. Stuck in a little bit of traffic. As we leave Sands End. Nice little green there.
To Roy Road.
So this is Fulham Broadway. We're going to do a left. I think here. So this is very much inner London. Interesting place. There's a little market there in the church, outside the church. Selling fruit and vegetables out in the street there. It's a bit of a kind of mixed area. It's kind of, I suppose, not the nicest of areas. Probably some council housing above the shops there. So this is Kensington Olympia. Very famous, what do you call it? Like not a conference centre, but event sort of centre where certain events go on throughout the year. So now we're heading towards High Street Kensington, which is quite a smart area. Lots of embassies from different countries are located around here. Very expensive area. There's the tube station there. High Street Kensington. So we're going to do a left here, head towards Notting Hill Gate. If we had gone straight on, we would have gone on to South Kensington, Hyde Park Corner. Very much into the centre of London. But we're sort of missing all that out. There's a learner bus there. So yeah, Notting Hill Gate we're at now. Also a famous area of London. There's a famous carnival here called Notting Hill Carnival, which you might have heard of. And this really is kind of the end of sort of, I suppose, what you call central London. As we now turn right and head out towards the suburbs.
28 to Kensal Rise.
We go up by Portobello Market, which is a famous market, just next to Notting Hill Gate, which is just there on the left. So now the area of London we're going to be in sort of changes quite a bit. So at the border between City of Westminster, which is there, and the is it the Royal Borough of Chelsea and Kensington and Chelsea. And you can tell it's a border because of the road name, the sign on the road name. This sort of housing isn't as nice, obviously. It's presumably council housing, flats. So you can see here, this is very sort of non-touristy. A tourist wouldn't want to come to this part of London. This is the main line from Paddington Station, where trains head to the west of England and Wales. And also I think that train there was going to Heathrow Airport, Westbourne Park Station, which I think is on the Hammersmith and City line. And I presume now also the Circle line. This is Westbourne Park bus garage. Actually the bus we're on I think operates from this bus garage, operated by Tower Transit.
Harrow Road.
So we got stuck at these bloody lights for ages, these temporary lights. But anyway, we're away from them now. There's the famous Grand Union Canal on the left hand side. I think that goes all the way up to sort of the West Midlands area. This is the junction with Harrow Road. Not the nicest of roads. It goes through rather undesirable places such as Harlesden, Stonebridge Park, Wembley. So the canal there is on our left hand side, looks rather nice. Like I say, if you walk along there for long enough, you'll end up in the Midlands.
28 to Kensal.
Yeah, so this bus ride took a long time. I can't remember how long, but it was definitely well over an hour, like an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. But we arrived at Kensal Rise, our terminus.
Okay, so we've made it to Kensal Rise. A few things to say about Kensal Rise. I've been doing a bit of research on it, and it's meant to be sort of quite a gentrified area. Is that the right word?
I think so.
Where it's supposed to be a lot of famous people that live here. So yeah, quite interested to have a look round now and see what's here. Go and get some lunch as well. I have actually done a day's work here before as well, at Kensal Rise Station, many years ago when I used to work in ticket offices, and I do remember it a little bit. But anyway, let's have a look and see what we can get for lunch. Okay, so we've had lunch at Le Comptoir, Moroccan Lebanese restaurant. Very, very good. Comes highly recommended if you're ever in Kensal Rise.
And then you was walking with Fori.
In fact, is that my bus there? Yeah, that's the 302 that we're going to be getting shortly after we've explored Kensal Rise a little bit. It's Kensal Rise Station, now on the London Overground. So this is where I did a day's work once in the ticket office here, quite a few years ago when it was still part of Silverlink. And I remember this a little bit. I remember I got lunch from this West Indian Jamaican place. It's Doesn't appear to be there now, it's closed down. So let's have a look around, see what we can find around this area. Okay, so this I believe is Chamberlain Road, which is supposed to be quite a sort of hip and trendy area. There's going to be like kind of nice patisseries and stuff around here, stuff like that. I don't know, I'll have a look, see what's here. Just continuing along Chamberlain Road in the other direction this time. So yeah, it's a nice enough place. You know, quite smart. Here's the bus we're getting from the starting point, Kensal Rise, down to Burnt Oak. So it should take about 40 minutes, we'll see. Here comes the bus.
Okay, so this bus route is going to be completely different to the previous bus. We've just been on the 28. Well, that, by the way, that cinema there, it's going to be like a kind of cinema where money goes to charity when you watch a film there. But anyway, I was going to say, yeah, you can see already this is just sort of typical kind of residential London. Semi-detached housing. So yeah, this bus route is very much sort of typifies suburban London, whereas the 28 was a lot more inner London, if not quite central London. So from a tourist point of view, a lot less interesting of a bus route, shall we say, this one. But interesting nonetheless. I think it's interesting to kind of see how London changes from, like I say, from where we were in inner London, now heading out into the suburbs. This, I believe, is Willesden, which we're now approaching. So I think we're roughly in about kind of zone 3 of London. I mean, for me, once you get into about zone 4, you're very much in suburban London. If you don't know, in London we have different zones for transport. Traditionally, it was zone 1 is the centre, up to zone 6 to the edge of London. I think there is now like further zones, like zone 7, 8, 9 in certain places, but that's for outside of London anyway. So I think we're at the Neasden at the moment, big roundabout here. Yep, Neasden underpass, there we go. So we're very near Wembley and the famous Wembley Stadium. We're not actually going to go to Wembley, we're going to just turn off before we get to Wembley. Okay, so yeah, if we continue along this road, you would come to Wembley, and Wembley Stadium would be on the left-hand side. But at this roundabout here, we're going to turn right and head towards Kingsbury. So yeah, now we're very much in suburban London. Lots of semi-detached houses everywhere you look. This is the London Borough of Brent. Nice church there that I noticed, but you can't not notice it.
Queensbury Road.
So all these sort of shops that you saw on the right hand side were very sort of typically London suburbs, just kind of random ethnic shops, kebab shops and stuff like that. The same here on the left. Bet shop. So there's a nice little park here, or green. As we make our way towards Burnt Oak, which is where we will leave the bus. The bus does continue to Mill Hill, which is slightly beyond Burnt Oak. Some idiot playing loud music. Pretty typical in London, really. They have no kind of, you know, they're selfish, don't think about other people. Now, this video is not going to get copyrighted now. Bet it will. Copyright claimed. Anyway, we're now approaching Burnt Oak Broadway, where something interesting awaits you.
Okay, so we've made it to Burnt Oak, just got off the 302 bus.
Yes, we
We're
have.
actually almost at our final destination of Arkley, one more bus to go. I'm going to show you something quite interesting about, or quite unique about Burnt Oak. So, look at this. Okay, so we're currently standing on the road here, on the pavement, and something interesting about Burnt Oak is that it's actually 3 London boroughs. Which we're going to show you now. If you actually look on Wikipedia, for some reason it only says that Burnt Oak is in Brent and Barnet, but it is also in Harrow as well. And all 3 boroughs meet at this point where we're standing at now. So my mother is kindly going to show us how it's done. So we are currently in the London Borough of Harrow. So that's us in Harrow. My mum is now going to cross the road. She's now in the middle of nowhere. In no man's land. Okay, so she's now crossed the road. And is now in the London Borough of Brent. Okay, off she goes again. She's going to cross another road. She's made it into no man's land.
Okay, and she's crossing the road now. There you go. She's now in the London Borough of Barnet. So in the space of about a minute, she has been in 3 different London boroughs. So there you go. That is Burnt Oak for you. It straddles 3 different London boroughs. Now about to catch the 614, which is actually coming around the corner now. It's a non-TfL bus, so doesn't accept Oyster cards. You're going to have to pay separately on this bus. And it's coming around the corner now.
So there's my bus ticket. I didn't know how much it was going to cost. Turns out it's £1.50, which is the same price as a London bus. The only thing is, my mum had to pay as well, but she wouldn't have had to have paid on a London bus. I wish that woman would shut up. Anyway, we are on the road, on Edgware Road, heading towards Edgware. My first ever time on the 615 bus. It's a nice double-decker, modern bus operated by Uno from Hertfordshire. Like I say, doesn't accept. It's not London tickets. It's a non-London, non-TfL bus. Despite quite a lot of its journey being within London, because it starts at Queensbury and goes to Hatfield in Hertfordshire. And the Queensbury to Barnet part is all within London. So this is Edgware High Street, whatever. This is the only bus that doesn't go to Edgware bus station. Edgware bus station is coming up on the right hand side, next to Edgware underground station. But I guess being a non-London bus, it doesn't feel the need to go into the bus station, maybe. I don't know. There it is there on the right. Sounds like they're crashing around, doesn't it? So Edgware, not the nicest of places, to be honest. It's gone downhill in recent years. Now we are hitting the A41. Actually heading back towards central London. But we're going to do a left at the roundabout. And hit the A1, heading north. I actually paid for my bus ticket using my contactless debit card on the bus. Something which London buses don't have. I don't think you can pay. Well, you know what I'm talking about. You can pay on a London bus with your contactless card, yeah. It's just a different way of doing it. You can pay with cash as well on the bus, on this bus. Yeah, this is the roundabout I was talking about. A1N it says there, so A1 North. The road actually goes up to Scotland if you stay on it for long enough. But we're not going to be on it for very long at all. At the next roundabout, we're going to turn right and head towards Barnet. So at the very edge of London here, and in fact I'm going to prove that to you very shortly at this roundabout. That's if you can hear me speaking over this bloody woman who's speaking on her phone. So this roundabout here, we're going to turn right, as I said, and the left-hand side of the roundabout, so not yet, and also straight on the left-hand side is all Hertfordshire. But this is the London Borough of Barnet, and turning right will also be the London Borough of Barnet. So this is where London ends and Hertfordshire begins. On the left-hand side, down there, and also if you go straight on, all of that on the left is Hertfordshire, but we're turning right and staying in London just, and there's a sign here for Arkley and Barnet, and also welcoming you into Barnet, even though we were already in Barnet, with the London Borough of Barnet. And this is Barnet Gate, which is part of Arkley, so we've practically arrived. It's just a country road, basically. Well, kind of a country road. It's a road with a lot of traffic on, clearly. So you can see how London's changed from where we started from to this.
નક્કી નહીં હું વહેલી જાઉં તો 10 વાગે 11:30 ઘણીવાર 12 વાગે ઘરે આવું હું ફરતું મને ઘરે રહેવું નહીં એટલે હું ચિંતન લોકો જોડે ફરવા જતી હોઉં કોઈ લાગે નહીં કે છોકરી થોડું શીખવું પડે તો કોઈ જનરલી બહુ હેરાન નથી પણ ચાલે સારું જેવું ના એવું કંઈ કાંઈ પબ્લિક બી સારું સેટ એટલી મસ્ત પબ્લિકને મામા તમને એવું થાય કે જન્નત આ તમે તો કશું નહીં જીવવાની તો અહીંયા છે.
Okay, so we've made it to Arkley. Just got off the 614 bus. It's mission complete here. We're going to show you a little bit of Arkley, just so you get a feel for it. It's quite rural. It's basically just a main road with little roads going off it with big houses. We're going to show you the War Memorial, which we're going to walk towards now. But there's not a great deal here, but it just goes to show sort of how varied London is. Obviously where we started our journey from. And then it sort of became more sort of suburban, and now we've ended up pretty much most in the countryside. So
nice here, isn't it?
it is nice. A few pubs we've seen, yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been quite a, I'd say, relatively quick journey. I think
On
we
that,
had a,
on that bus, yeah.
well, I mean, generally, I mean, it was the first bus through London.
That was really interesting. You go through lots of different, it's just really interesting areas. Isn't it?
Yeah, the 28 was interesting,
Kensington, Fulham, Chelsea.
but took a long time.
Did.
But anyway, let's have a look and explore a bit of Arkley. So we got the Arkley care home. Very interesting. I actually got off at the wrong stop. I wanted to get off at this next stop. That's where the War Memorial is, I think. Yeah, so the War Memorial is just ahead of us here, which we'll show you in a sec. So yeah, the houses are really big here, as you can see. Very rich area. Got a nice church here, St. Peter Arkley. So this is all Arkley is. It's just I don't know, it's just a country road really. Well, a country road by London standards anyway. As I said, with lots of kind of little roads off it, with big houses. So this is the War Memorial that we're coming to now. The famous War Memorial in Arkley. There's a road up there. Yeah. We now have the Arkley Club. It's a hall and bar, facilities to hire. Very nice. Some smaller houses now. Sort of cottagey style, I guess, yeah? Well, they're called Clayton cottages. So we're still along the same road, Barnet Road, as we head towards Barnet, actually. We've made it to the Arkley pub. I've read about it, it's a gastro pub. I'm just going to go and get a drink. That's all. Just one drink. And then we will make our way home.
So we ended our adventure with a quick drink. I had a pint of Asahi. My mum had a half pint of Guinness. So thank you for watching.